Welcome to Live at Lunchtime with PT National. Live a life of contribution. So today we're going to use benches. So we have Janine and Matthew. Matthew's on work experience and Janine's our operations officer. So what we're going to do, the reason why we're using benches is because I have clients all the time asking, Eric, I bought a weight bench online, but I'm not too sure what to do with it. So that's probably the best piece of equipment you can have with a pair of dumbbells, maybe an exercise ball or a Swiss ball, and that's pretty much all you need if you want to do really good workouts at home, okay? So I'm going to take you through a whole range of things that you can do from strengthening, balance, stability, but most importantly, we're going to try and get our heart rates up today, okay? If you're at the workplace, it's a little bit harder, but if you have a bench where you go have lunch, or you can use a chair as well, but you've got to just be careful, in terms of work health and safety and issues like that, okay? So let's start with core first. I love, working with the trunk. I always like to work from bottom to top, back to front, but today we'll work with the trunk, okay? So if you can sit on the edge of the bench, and you know how I like to do abdominals. I don't like to do sit-ups. Crunches are good, but I really love the knee tucks, okay? So guys, put your hands at the back of the bench. I want you to keep your chest up, and I want you to raise your knee to your chest, okay? And then back down again. So this is the modified version. So Jenny, if you can rest your feet on the ground and back up. And Matthew, if you can keep doing it without your feet touching the ground. Okay, so I want you to, the best way to imagine this one is if you're doing a leg press machine. So breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. So imagine you're pushing. Okay, this is that whole mindfulness exercise that we talked about in our blog articles. Imagine you're actually doing a leg press machine and you get more proprioception and more activation. Okay, 5 reps, 4, 3, don't forget to breathe, 2, and 1. Very good. Okay. The knee tuck. I love the knee tuck. So if you can lay on your bench, hold the back of the bench for me, okay? Now the reason why I like to hold the back of the bench because you just need that sort of counterweight. I want you to tuck your pelvis under so your lower back's flat, okay? If you can raise both legs up and toes up. Once again, always toes up. You want those lower abdominals into your hip flexors. And I want you to breathe. You're going to breathe out and then breathe in. Breathe out, breathe in. Breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, toes up, Janine, very good. I need hip width apart, okay? Don't let your feet go together, you're cheating. Very good. Now, as you can see, Janine is modifying it because she's not as strong and she'll probably feel it in her lower back. So if you went all the way out like this, Janine, that will probably grab in your back, okay? It does, yeah? So you go partial. But once again, imagine you're doing a leg press machine, yeah? And that's why you use your hands to counterweight it, okay? 3 to go. 2 more, 1 more, and then have a rest. Very good. Okay, now last week we did the abdominal cobra stretch. Can we just go back to that, seeing that you guys know that movement pattern now? So you can do it on the bench or on the floor. So Janine, if you can show it on the bench. So you're literally going to lay, okay? Yes, please, yep. And Matthew, you're going to do it on the floor, okay? And then push up, very good. Now the other version which I can demonstrate is the exact same thing, but like that, okay? But this time I'm actually drawing up my pelvic floor because I'm adding more load and I don't want it to grab in my back muscles, okay? All right, very good. Let's go one more round. So sitting, so you can choose which one you felt more comfortable with, whether there's a knee tuck or the laying down knee tuck. Which one did you feel better at?
Probably
that one? Yeah, okay. You're the same? Okay, there you go. Now, can I ask, why did you feel... No, stay with what you...
Lower back.
It felt better?
It wasn't as affected sitting up than it was lying down.
Okay, great. And with yourself?
Just for easier.
That was easier. Okay, so that was... No, obviously, that one's a harder movement, yeah? Because it does use more hip flexors, yeah? All right, very good. So we'll do 12 reps, chest up, let's go. So why don't you start progressing now, and you put your legs without touching the ground, okay? Breathe in, breathe out. And the reason why you breathe out, okay, on the upward phase of the movement is so that you have more room in your abdominal cavity. Very good. We'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and have a rest. Very good. Okay, so let's do some step ups. Let's start going from low to high. So whatever you feel comfortable with, just use this side of the bench because this side lifts up. So you're going to step up and then step down, okay? Step up and step down. Now, like I mentioned in our first live at lunchtime, cadence is really important. Now, not yet, but later on in the session, you'll realize when you start getting fatigued, you want to keep that pace, okay? Now, the other thing that a lot of people do wrong when they're doing movements on a bench, they only put half their foot on the bench. You need the whole foot on that platform, okay? And the reason why you do that, keep your chest up, Matt, is because you want to drive through the heel so that your glutes switch on, okay? Always you want your power muscles to do the work. Okay, we'll go 5 more reps, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Good. Now, a lot of people ask me, like, how do I do the step? I don't know what order to do. Okay, so Janine, you're going to step up and then step down, and then you change the foot on the bottom. Okay? Yeah. Very good. Other people change at the top. So whatever works, it doesn't really matter, but do alternate legs. Some people actually do 10 on one leg and 10 on the other. It's too much for them. Okay, so now we go back to our knee tucks. Let's go. So the reason why we go back to our knee tucks is because I want that heart rate to hover between a heart rate of getting up there to slowing it back down. So then on average, I've maintained a fat burning heart rate. And I'm also switching on my core muscles. So as you watch more and more of these live at lunchtimes, you really start to understand how I think and how I prescribe movement. Okay, that's the purpose of these exercises and of these video recordings, okay? You want to be empowered so you know what to do at home, so you feel confident, okay? So guys, back into your step-ups. So Janine, we'll do the step up again. Matthew, you're going to do box jumps. So you're going to jump up, but step down, okay? So you can add some weight here if you want. So up you get. So jump up, and then step down. Jump up, step down. Keep your chest up. Now, I find a lot of people freak out over the box jump, okay, which is understandable. It's a very foreign movement. You feel like you might trip over. Keep going, keep going. I'm going to go 5 and 4 and 3. Now the trick is you've got to swing your arms. And 2 and 1. Good. Okay, now that you've warmed up, you should be able to do the laying on your back one. Okay, even though they're a bit hesitant with it, you've really switched on. The muscles are working. Okay, so give it a go. So breathe in, breathe out. Good. Toes up. Breathe in, breathe out. Well done. Good form. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Keep those knees out, Matthew. Good. You have 5 to go. Good. Try not to go around, Janine. You're pushing that leg press machine. Good. 3 and 2. Pull that navel in. 1 and have a rest. Good. Sitting up. Did that feel a little bit easier? Way better. Beautiful. I'm so glad that came through on camera. Was that better? Yeah. Yeah. So don't be afraid. If you're doing a movement, you go, wow, that's not feeling good. Warm up effectively. Use some core instability, which is the step up or the box jump. Go back to it and give it another go. Okay. But always just do the point where you feel comfortable. Don't overextend or overwork that muscle. You can always come back to it, or in the next few days you'll build up to it. Okay. All right. So let's go into upper body. So let's do some push-ups. Okay. So Matthew's going to do a different push-up to Janine. Janine's going to do a nice wider push-up, okay, for the pecs. Matthew's going to do a tricep push-up, okay, and it's a closer grip. Okay, so can you show us that, please? So you're going to, a little bit wider. You don't want it too close. It's too much elbow pressure. A little bit wider. Yep, there you go. So breathe in on the way down, and then breathe out on the way up. Beautiful form. Well done. Okay, hold that core tight. And again. Well done. Good form. You got 2 more, Janine. Hold that pelvic floor in. Well done, Matthew. So when you're doing a tricep push-up, it's a higher rep range. It's faster cadence. And the reason why, because there's a lot of elbow pressure, okay? Whereas when you're doing a traditional push-up, you can slow it down, okay? All right, so do you guys need a drink? Do you need a drink? Yeah? Okay, beautiful. So now we're going to go back to the step up. Matthew will go to the box jump, and then we'll return back to the push-up, okay? Very good. So chest up, nice and tall. So Janine, I'm going to show you a progression to this. Yep. So when you step down, don't let that back foot touch the ground. So now we're going to add a bit more balance in it. Yep, very good. So keep your chest up, nice and tall. Now Matthew, we're going to show a progression to this one. You're going to jump up and land on 1 foot, and then jump back down on 2 feet. Okay, try that. So jump up and then back down. Very good. So as you can see, 2 different goals, but we're both doing heart rate, we're both doing balance and stability, and this one's plyometrics, and this one's more of a heart rate one. Okay, very good. We'll go 5 more reps. Good. 4. So when you land, make sure you cushion your hips as well, so don't take the load into your back. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Now we're going to do the push-ups, but hopefully you can remember back to that last video shoot we did. You're going to do a push-up with 1 leg off. push up one leg off, yeah?
Okay.
All right, same thing, Matthew. So breathe in on the way down, alternate legs. Very good. No glutes, remember, no glutes. Very good. Don't forget, breathe in, breathe out. Good. Breathe in, breathe out. Now, as you can see, Janine's a lot better in this movement compared to the movement she did in that yoga pose, okay, because she has more balance and stability, but also there's less load on that right shoulder, okay? So something to take into account that you can do at home as well to modify the movement. So let's go, guys. So let's go back into our step-ups, back to our box jumps. This time you're just going to jump on 2 feet and on and off. Okay, we should be going a lot faster now. Come on, guys, a lot faster. Increase that cadence. 10 and 9 and 8 and 7, chest up, and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Very good. So let's make it hard now. You're going to go into a push-up position with your toes on there and hold a plank. So you're going to be the other way around. So your hands are on the ground, your hands are on the ground, your toes are on the actual bench. So I want your toes like that. Yep, very good. Hold that position, nice and tall, tuck under, engage your shoulder blades, beautiful. Well done. Lift up, yep, very good. Make sure you don't have any hyperextension in your lower back. Go on, Matthew, tuck under, tuck under. Good, drop those shoulder blades for me. There you go. 10, 9, hold it, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up you get. Let's go. Step ups, box jumps. 5. Let's go, guys. 4, 3. Hold foot on, Matthew. Hold foot on. 2. Use those glutes. Use your arms. 1. And let's go back to our knee tucks. Back to knee tucks. Whichever one feels comfortable, whichever one you like. Let's go. Hold those arms up, toes up. Good. Keep hip width apart, hip width apart. Let's go. Very good. Just move up a bit because they're edge of the bench. So move that way. Yep, very good. Well done, Janine. Keep the hip width apart, hip width apart. You're pushing that leg press. There you go. You're pushing that leg press. Keep going. Keep going. Good. Come on, get a full extension now. You should be able to do it. Pull that belly button in. Pelvic floor. 3, 2, 1. Sitting up. Let's go. Let's regress it. Chest up. Hold the back of the bench. Knee tucks again. Almost finished, guys. Almost finished. 10 and 9. Keep those knees out. And 8 and 7. 6. Chest up. 5. Hands off now. 4 for balance. 3. Come on. You can do it. 2. 1, and let's do an active recovery. So both of you are doing step-ups at a slower pace. Do not stop cold turkey, okay? It's very important that you keep moving. You want to get that heart rate down a bit, but you want to try and be in that fat burning phase or that's metabolic rate, so you got that higher, low, okay? Good, nice and tall. This is where you can really do what Matthew's doing. Nice and tall, driving through his hip flexors and glutes. Very good. You got 3 to go. How's that heart rate, Janine?
Coming down.
3 to go. Doing well, Matthew. 2, 1, and have a rest. Very good. Have another drink if you like. Yep, very good. So these are really, 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 really simple movements that you can do at home. You're only using a bench, okay? Or you're using a garden bed with a planter box, or you're using a chair. These are really simple movements that you can do. So now let's go into a stretch. So everyone wants to know how to stretch using these benches. So I'm going to probably change the bench so we can show both angles. So Matthew, we'll get you on this side. So we're going to do a thigh/hip flexor stretch, okay? So the best way, there are so many ways to do this stretch. The way I'd like you to do it, so nice and tall, okay? You're going to drive through like that, okay? So let's see the 2 different body types and how it appears. Very good. Change hands, so your right hand is on the bench. Okay, very good. Well done. Now, as you can see, this bench is quite low for Janine, so she seems quite closed in and cramped, okay? And then you've got Matthew on the other hand. His hip flexor flexibility is not too good. So what I would probably suggest is take the hands off for both of you, Bring the other foot way forward, okay? And let yourself push through that groin. Does that feel more comfortable compared to the other one?
Not so much quad now.
Yeah? Where is it now? It's more hip flexor.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, very good. And yours is more on the side? Yeah, so that's your TFL. So your TFL into your glute is a bit tight. So just keep that knee out. Very good. And keep your chest up. Well done. And drop that groin through. Beautiful. Now, as you can see, Matthew's a bit tight because his heel's lifting up. So you can support that as well. All right, so change sides, change legs. Nice and tall. Good, drive through. That looks really good, really healthy. Drop that groin through. Very good. I'm going to show you some really simple glute exercises as well, seeing that we did a lot of step-ups. Very good, and standing up. So if we do a glute stretch, and I'm going to show you a few variations. Nice and tall, it's a piriformis stretch, nice and tall. And with this one, you're going to lean forward, you feel the stretch, and if you want, you can then twist into it and lean forward. So they all accentuate the stretches. So do you want to try that? Nice and tall, chest up. Very good. Most important, chest up. So where do you feel that?
Down the side.
Okay, where do you feel that, Matthew? Yep, very good. Keep that chest up, drive it through. Now I want you're going to twist that way, and you're going to twist this way. Does that increase it a little bit? Yeah? Yeah, very good. Alternate legs. Nice and tall. And a bit of a twist in the torso. Well done. And have a rest. So I'm going to get you guys to do another stretch. Janine, you're going to do what we call, just trying to think, it's a piriformis stretch, pigeon stretch, because most females can do the pigeon stretch really well, and that's when you're going to tuck one leg under, which is like what you did, but you're going to drive like that. You can go into that pose like so. Now, most guys find that quite difficult to do, so Matthew, we're going to do a modified version of that. So you're going to put your legs like so, and you're going to be nice and tall. Okay? Very good. Now, with this one, Janine, see how you're rotating? We don't want that. So I'd rather you do less to get more. So this leg's got to push through that way more. Very good. And I'd rather you cross over it a lot more. Okay? And then tuck under. Beautiful. Do you feel that more?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Well done. And drop that groin through. Where do you feel that? Okay, so it's more into the groin a bit more? Yeah, so this is a slightly different stretch compared to the other one. Change legs. I prefer the seated one, honestly, because that's the one that I can really target the glute and the piriformis, whereas if you want to do more of a complex stretch, then obviously you want to do more of a movement such as this. Good, very good, chest up. Drop that groin through. And have a rest. Up you get. So let's return back to the cobra stretch that we did way before. So on the floor, on the bench, very good. Relax the glutes. Good, chest up, no glutes, no glutes. And then have a rest, very good. So let's go into a hamstring or a posterior stretch. So if you guys can sit facing that way. So there's a few different variations for hamstring stretches based on where you're at. So Janine, I'll get you to sit right on the bed, end of the bench, and you're going to have both feet up. And I want you to try and stretch through. Very good. Okay, now what I'll rather, when we do hamstring stretches, I don't want you to crawl through. I don't want you to bounce and do a ballistic stretch. I literally want you to take a deep breath in and then follow it through, okay? Now the reason why I like it on the bench is your aim is to keep the back of your knees flat, yeah? Very good. So Matthew, what you're going to do is what we call a nerve glide. So if you can sit really tall on the edge, have both knees bent for me. Okay, come back a bit, come back. So what you're going to do, you're going to lift one leg up and you're going to stretch and lean over like a cat stretch at the same time. Okay, do you feel that pulling through? Okay, and then sit tall. And then change the other leg. Now keeping in mind, this is what we call a nerve glide or nerve flossing, but because it's at the end of your workout, you won't feel it as tight as if you did it at the beginning, okay? Good, really hyperextend those knees out. Come on, that's better. Good, and again, Janine. Now, Janine, with this stretch, just breathe out, relax your hips, and up. We'll go one more, deep breath in, and then breathe out. Good, relax the hips. Well done. And one more. Okay, and to finish off, we'll go back to the hip flexor stretch. So the thigh stretch.
And then on the floor?
No, this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. You know the one we did? Now, can you see if you can pull the thigh back now? Yeah, wow, what a big difference compared to when you tried it before. Wow. Just be patient with it, guys. Just really give it a go. Because look at that. That's a perfect stretch now. Whereas when they tried it initially, even though they were warmed up, they couldn't do it. So we went and did some other mobility and stretching exercises. We came back to it. Looks beautiful. Change legs. Well done. Good. Nice and tall. So this one you really struggle at. So we need to really work on this left hip flexor, yeah? Okay? Well done. And have a rest. So how long should you hold a stretch? 5, 10 seconds, 20 seconds? It does really matter depending on what's tight for you. So once again, a pretty cool exercise routine that you can do at home or at work depending on your resources. And all it is using a bench or a chair of some sort. So once again, with PT National, live a life of contribution.